Exactly.
What you said. Exactly. Andiamo. Buonasera, ragazzi. Hello.
Buonasera. Hello, everybody. We are live for day 3 of
Oh,
the third reason for not talking to entities. So we can wait just a little while for some of you to jump on live. And today we got the ping to talk about business, because these tools to talk to the entities, they've changed everything with my financial reality and my body, but also my business in ways that I definitely never imagined was actually possible. So we are going to talk about that. So
yes.
if you have any questions for
Mm-hmm.
those listening right now, feel free to pop it in the chat. Um, and I'd love to hear from you, Bianca, like business. Like, how do these tools like contribute to business?
Oh my gosh. Oh my
We're
gosh.
going to be here for a whole hour on this one.
Well, prepare. Get your popcorn. um, like, well, since the beginning, even before being a talk to dentist facilitator, and by choosing to engage more with entities, I lowered my barriers, and people, not just entities, were able to see me finally. Before, I had so much struggle getting to people, or making things work, or making myself heard. Well, not like, of course, hello, just because, like, by not being willing to engage, or like just being seen by entities, I actually put so many barriers up that I was complaining like nobody sees me, but I was not aware that I was doing that myself, by
Mm.
just not willing to engage with, like, the 90% of the energies that are like entities are like energy.
Mm.
And since I started doing that, people started to show up from anywhere. And I'm like, who the fuck is these people? Like, where do they come from? And
Mm.
actually they start talking more about entities and ghosts, and like, okay, maybe it has to do with entities that you're here. And actually, since I chose to be a talk to entity CF, that increased so much more. And
Mm.
the business, I get more clear that it has a voice, and I get
Mm.
to engage more with it, and follow the whispers of where it wants to go, who it wants to engage with and work with and create with. And since then, it has been ever growing. And
Mm.
I'm so grateful that these tools actually apply to business, even if we wouldn't expect.
Mm.
And I wonder what else is about that for you, Ashley, as well. Like, how is your experience? Like, how is entities world with your business?
Oh my gosh, this is a topic that I could spend literally days speaking about. But I think like the first thing I'd love to say is like with these tools that talk to the entities lives in the land of being, knowing, perceiving, and receiving. And really, for me, it's like that's what these classes gifted me. It was like greater being, greater receiving, greater knowing, and greater perceiving. And they start teaching you how to access you, basically, which we've spoken about, that everything that's an entity has like functions from this space, functions from energy, space, and consciousness. And it's only when we're unwilling to like trust that we know, it's only when we're unwilling to actually perceive and listen to the whispers, it's only when we're unwilling to receive, does business become hard work and force and effort based on the rules of this reality. Because when we dismiss the energy for our mind, for what we think
Mhm.
we should do, for what we've decided or concluded will create, then oftentimes we completely bypass the trajectory of success.
Totally.
And really, I have so many people ask me, like, how have you created what you've created? Or, like, I really don't enjoy my business. Like, it's hard work, or it's like a lot of doing and a lot of force, and nothing's really moving or changing. But the thing is that the people that have those kind of conversations with me or mention that to me have really bypassed the energy, space, and consciousness that your business actually is. And just like you, Bianca, was saying, like your business is its own entity that has its own voice, that actually knows what it desires to create, where it desires to be in the world, what it desires to invite people to, who it desires to invite to it. And my kind of capacities with these tools actually are in regards to business, really. Like I hear businesses speak to me more than I hear like ghosts speak to me. And I definitely didn't expect to kind of beginning to engage with like, these tools, that it would kind of open up the capacity I have with businesses. So I really like
Yeah,
wanted to invite kind of people to that possibility of like, what capacity do you have with particular entities, whether that be with bodies, whether that be with business, whether that be with, relationship, whether that be with money or bank accounts? Like, what entities are you already engaging with that you've not acknowledged, that if you were willing to kind of access greater perceiving and knowing and being and receiving, would actually allow you to access these infinite capacities?
totally. Like, wow. And imagine all those people that are saying, I'm not good with business. Like, I just don't want to start a business because, like, it freaks me out. Like, what actually is possible with business, like what you said before, Ashley, is like totally magic. It doesn't apply to the rules of this reality, or like the rules and regulations. It includes it, but what if there is more to that? And actually all the people that say I'm not good with business actually have a capacity with business, just in a different way that their mind cannot comprehend. And as I the sentence that's got stuck with me is like, your wrongness is your strongness.
Mm.
So all the areas that you think you're not good at, maybe it's just because it doesn't apply to this reality as much as you thought. So what if, by what Ashley said, like this magical way to engage with business and be with it, actually it's much more successful than the business done by mind and by force and uh exhaustion. Like, what do you know, guys, with entities and with the spirit world, and actually, yeah, with business in this way that you can now access and receive the information of. And
Mm.
it's really magic.
Yeah, and it makes it so much more fun as well, because I know if you're listening to this, like, you're probably different. In fact, I would say you're very different, and you've never kind of felt like you fit in. And definitely for me, like, if I wasn't applying the tools to talk to the entities with my business, I would not be doing what I'm doing. Like, it wouldn't be fun for me. Like, it doesn't work for me. And really, like, I don't have a business degree. No one in my family has businesses, like, apart from my grandparents, and I've never spoken to them about how did they start a business. So it doesn't even really run in the family. And you know again, people kind of ask me, like, how have you created what you've created? And I'm like, by listening, by surrendering, by perceiving the whispers, by hearing, like, it communicating with me. And I think most people go, well, how do you even learn that? And obviously the Talk to the Entities class has like really gifted me so much of so many tools to actually begin to tap into it. But really, like, I also wonder how many entities are already communicating with you, like all of you, that you've decided is your mind, that you've decided are just thoughts, that you've decided, you might kind of use the tool, who does this belong to, rather than actually going, well, it could also be like the entity of my business that it may belong to, or the entity of my business trying to give awareness of like some limitation that I'm functioning from, that's actually keeping this business from expanding with ease. So um, really, I think this is kind of like my favorite area to talk about with these tools, as much as
I
like
can see.
every
Feel
other
like,
area of my life has changed. Yeah. Yes. So that's,
wow.
yeah. Is there anything else you want to add to that? Like, or for those of you listening, like, I can see there's a few of you on. If you have any particular questions about like your entity as a business,
Mm,
or tell us where you're from, or you know like that. It's nice hearing from you guys, like, rather than just
yes,
rather than
totally.
just like,
And
I mean, I adore what
wow. Yeah, well, time ago, I had also a call about, is your business an entity? And beautiful things showed up as an information, or like what you might think, like, oh, but I don't get it, like I don't hear things, or I'm not that good as you, or like it's totally normal. I mean, we're not taught to engage and be this way with our business or with everything, actually. We are not taught to pay attention or to listen to the whispers. It's what we're used to is function from our mind, so it's everything else gets dismissed. But what if what we are like inviting you to, or like what these tools and entities world invite you to, is to actually do less and be more with
Mm.
everything, with and it's not a airy fairy thing like, oh, but how do I do that? There is the how, no? And thankfully it's much more pragmatic than you might think. It's not airy fairy, it's really a, a pragmatic magic. I don't know how to say it, but it really relies on that. It's
Yeah.
be with it, with these tools. It's so easy and so beautiful, and it's masterpiece. So
Mm.
yeah, I wonder what can it be for you, and
Mm.
what will it take for you to actually start being more, receiving more the whispers, and engage more with everything, including
Mm.
your business. And we have a
Yeah.
question. Lotta is saying, where my business would like to be. That's a great question. Where does my business want to be? She's in Finland, and I know her. She's willing to change place, and something is pinging. I wonder if she will follow the whispers.
Mm. Well, yeah, it's a great question. Like, and that's really where it begins. It's like to ask, hey, business, where would you like to be? Hey, business, what can I receive from you that I don't want to know I can receive from you? And really, I mean, that's a great question to ask from any entity, like entities when we're talking about ghosts or the spirit world or our bodies, our bank account, our relationships. Like, really, there's so much that we can receive that we're stopping ourselves from receiving. So, yeah, that I would keep asking that question and ask it to show you, and
Mhm.
ask all of the entities in your life to actually show you what, where, how, when. And this is where you really bypass hard work, force, effort, doing, and really dive into this very pragmatic and practical. I would call it practical magic, really, just like, you were talking about, and really kind of dive into this, like, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory, in regards to kind of everything in your life. So, yeah, it's like kind of a weird kind of combo. Like, again, when people think about talking to entities, they're just thinking about ghosts, and they think about what they see in the movies,
Yes,
and
totally.
like they're going to hurt me or attack me or take something from me or possess me. Um, but
Like,
it, yeah,
yeah, life is hard. Also, just this way. Imagine adding entity like ghosts to that. Like, oh my gosh, this is like the main thing, main reasons to people address me. Like, oh my gosh, I have already a hard time with my life. Why adding ghosts to that? And actually, what if
yeah,
they're already here? Like the entities are all around you. Like by putting your attention and receiving the information, actually your life gets so much easier. As you
yeah,
said, all is joy and glory.
yeah.
Yes.
And I love it 'cause it's, yeah, exactly what she said. Like, it's so easy to resist and ignore and too easy to receive. And it's true. It's just like we resist receiving and we resist ease more dynamically than almost anything else, because then what? Then there is no reason and justification, excuse, or story um, for anything not to be working. Basically, like, we use so much as like the perfect story to keep ourselves from having ease. Like, but once we choose that ease, it's like, then where do we fit? Then where do we belong? Like, then we're not like our family anymore. Then we're not like our friends. Like, there is so much to this conversation, that we do go into in class as well, because that is something that often shows up for people. And what if you're willing to be that different? What if you're willing to truly have all of life, including business, come to you with ease, joy, and glory? And for me, it's so much more fun. It's so much more
Oh,
fun.
and what I get is that it's humanoid play camp. It
Yeah.
totally is. This world is like that. What if we would enjoy it as it and create beyond what we've thought ever was possible? What if more than that is possible? And we know that. Just access it.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Then
Okay.
yeah, how does it get any better?
How does it get any better? I guess we could like I said, I could literally talk about this topic for days. I have done like a number of I think lives that I've called
Oh,
like something the same thing as you, like, is your entity a business or the entity of your business or talking to your business, or I can't remember, but you know, I can also
wow.
pop
Yeah,
that in the chat
sure.
if you guys want more information about kind of how entities and business kind of go hand in hand as well. So yeah, if you want that, pop it in the comments and I can like find it. I have some business group somewhere. Amazing.
She's
And if you
a
guys have any more
business
questions,
fairy.
please feel free to pop.
Ashley, you're a business
Yes,
fairy.
it's like that.
So yeah,
Yes,
please
I
do.
was just
And in the meantime, we'll be seeing each other tomorrow around 8 p.m.
yeah,
And
yes,
yeah, with a new topic. Ooh, I wonder what else. What other reasons to not speak with entities, or why you
yeah,
should speak to entities? We'll find.
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, guys,
Awesome. See you tomorrow, guys.
bye.
Bye.